My next upload for today is with regard to the liabilities in society that have been threatening royal patronage of my experiences, accomplishments, and as a woman of legislation, I keep reiterating these uploads are for the interests of the United Nations that I'm still awaiting to safeguard and respect the human rights that are being damaged in Tralee, County Kerry. So this has been happening since I became a married mother, so that's for the past 5 years. So since 2015 there's very dangerous offences occurring, and that's really not tolerable or acceptable for any professional woman of legislation to be experiencing, especially when there's been very vast extensive property theft. So there's a very dangerous issue when it comes to the matters that I raised in my earlier upload this morning with regard to spiritual life fragments that have been very seriously disrespected and damaged. As an avatar, as a grandmaster, this issue is very serious. It affects everybody involved. Obstructions of justice, disrespecting human rights and disrespecting legislation that I have been absolutely pivotal in playing a part in with regard to new foundations, new reform, etc., and obstructions of justice. And now, for instance, today, to visit a family homestead, I have to bring my belongings with me because there are people coming in and out of my private space. So that's really not tolerable. And the authorities know from my impact statements from about 2 years ago now that this situation is getting a little bit much. So people coming in and out of my apartment and people disturbing the peace, banging doors and making noise pollution at all hours of the day, this is really intolerable. So I'd appreciate the United Nations acknowledging the very dangerous impact with regard to the spiritual life fragments of my spiritual purpose as a sacred royal. The issue of my child unlawfully withheld from me, that's very dangerous, that he was also experiencing very serious offences as a baby boy. These matters are very dangerous, so I hope the United Nations is aware of the mental illness of the people that have caused these problems and the very dangerous issue about disrespecting sacred royalty. So the people on my properties that shouldn't be on my properties in Ardfert and Kilflin, County Kerry, it's another very dangerous issue that I'd appreciate the United Nations addressing. So the people that are trespassing and violating the privacy of my apartment when I'm not here, I hope the relevant authorities are very fully aware of how dangerous a very serious circumstance has become with further offences against sacred royalty. So when it's sacred, it's a little bit more precious, and when it's against humanity, it's a little bit intolerable. So I'd appreciate those that are trespassing, minding their own personal space, and I'd appreciate the United Nations acknowledging the offences that are going on against my clean track record and my legislative work and my humanitarian work.